Hello YouTubers, welcome back to yet another Tesla video with me, Adam Well-Informed. Yes, I have owned a Tesla Model 3 for just over 2 years now, and yes, you've read the headline correctly. Don't buy a Tesla Model 3 for just the environment. You're probably thinking I'm very much sending you some mixed signals here, but I think we really do have a perception issue when it comes to considering electric vehicles like the Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y. The perception issue that I want to highlight today is that we, as in you and me, should just move away from your current petrol, diesel or gas car to a fully electric car simply because it's better for the environment. It's just not a good enough swing factor. Therefore, my point is relatively simple. That statement that we've all heard so much simply waters down the real and obvious reasons for owning a Tesla or an electric car. If the product is so good, it should be able to stand on its own feet and unequivocally sell itself as a true successor. An obvious example is the iPhone. In a world dominated by Nokia and BlackBerry, it's a whole different scenario entirely, but to me, it was a brand new solution to solve the answer of mobile communication and more. The transition was a no-brainer for the average consumer, and the rest was history after it was introduced. Therefore, in respect to today's video, I still very much believe you should own a Tesla Model 3 if you drive a petrol or diesel car today, because as an owner, I know for the average user, it's simply going to be that same upgrade on your petrol vehicle experience, like going from your BlackBerry to your iPhone. That's exactly why you should own a Tesla Model 3 or Tesla Model Y. Electric cars should truly be inclusive for all because personal transportation has received an upgrade on safety, entertainment, connectivity, drivability, and sustainability. Therefore, if you are intrigued about where this video is heading, I'll be going into detail as to why it is inclusive for all and why it truly is the upgrade to your personal transportation. And your transition to an EV isn't just occurring because it's better for the environment. So if this video sounds like a fascinating insight, as always, buckle up. Please do hit that like button to show me some of your virtual love and support for Tesla and EVs. Hit the subscribe button so you can continue on this Tesla EV journey with me. Finally, hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming electric car videos as soon as they're available. Right folks, time for me to explain why you should own an electric car over a new petrol or diesel car. So I want to start with probably the most controversial section by stating that charging a Tesla Model 3 is way more convenient than refueling a fossil fueled car. In fact, if you have access to off-road parking facilities, it's an absolute breeze. And I mean this without bragging, it's empowering that you can charge from home on your drive. Think about it, your time dedicated to charging is about 45 seconds, plugging it in, etc. Then it charges around you and your lifestyle. I remember back to my petrol driving days, I'd have to find a petrol station on my way or plan to combine it with a supermarket trip, whereas now I just drive home. For my circumstances, this is my sole family car and we're comparable to an average user, so we do complete around 9 to 10,000 miles a year. Therefore, if you do your commute and you pick up your kids from school, maybe drive to the supermarket and then you visit some family that are local, just doing your daily errands really, and then perhaps finding yourself being a bit more adventurous on the weekends and even more so in the summer. You may be surprised to hear you never really have to sit and wait for a charge. So whilst you initially may think charging is inconvenient, it's pretty much the opposite to the refueling experience. It's truly liberating that you do not need to rely on your petrol station having fuel and then queuing to obtain said fuel. You have options too. If you really want to take it to a next level, some EV owners, they install solar on their homes and they literally make their own sun juice. Others, they may just have access to free charging at work. So whilst charging from home is the most convenient way, depending on your wholly unique circumstances, you suddenly realise that if you have access to a power outlet, you can almost charge from anywhere, not forgetting to obtain the bill payer's permission, of course. Now, if you're about to say, what about your long trips, Adam? Surely you sit around waiting to charge then. Well, yes and no. Even with rapid charging or supercharging, these are usually situated so you can securely plug in and go grab yourself a bite or take the other half on a shopping trip. If you're really interested in a real life example, you can see my video of my longest road trip of the year on the top right of the screen now. But to summarise, if you're not waiting around and you are doing something you want to do, are you truly waiting? I've done around 5 supercharges this year. Every other charging session this year has been from home at the cost of around £100 for the whole year. Therefore, reason number 1, charging a Tesla Model 3 has been more convenient and cheaper than refueling my own petrol car, and if you are an average car user like us, that could be the same for you too. Reason number 2, the Tesla Model 3 is more convenient to service and maintain than your petrol or diesel car. The fundamentals of an electric car is that it's made up of thousands of less parts, and so with less mechanical breakpoints, that's less friction between components and less wear and tear and less time in the garage and more time on the road. Even better yet, when it comes to servicing, Tesla is so confident in the reliability of its vehicles that they insist on a servicing on a as needed basis. There is a small list of items of service recommendations you can do from home, such as topping up your washer fluid and swapping your cabin filters. I recently did my own filters at home, but you only need to rely upon service should you notice a difference or a failure occurring somewhere. Even then, you can generally rely on a Tesla Ranger to come out to you to rectify the issue. With a simple appointment made via your Tesla app on your smartphone, a mobile technician will come out to you and attempt to fix said issue. If the job is not suitable for a mobile technician, then it will need to go to a service centre like the old-fashioned way. However, mobile service is really handy for those little jobs that you really don't want to drive yourself out of the way to get dealt with by the garage. Let's not forget that if you want a technician to give your EV a traditional like service, then there are independent specialists that can do that for you. But to summarise, the Tesla Model 3 is more convenient to service and maintain because it's eradicated the annual servicing requirement and made maintenance much more convenient for you. Fewer failures to deal with, and when the unexpected occurs, you can get the solution dealt with at your doorstep or at your place of work. Let's not forget that the issue could even be fixed over the air, and by that I mean software updates could be used to fix your issue at hand. It's these little incremental factors that make owning a Tesla that next step over your typical petrol ownership experience. Reason number 3 is that a Tesla Model 3 is ever more connected to online services, and that opens the door to a whole new level of car ownership experience. I spoke about this quite a bit in my 2-year review, but just the other day, the latest software update, it added Apple Music functionality, auto-cancelling indicators at the end of a merging lane situation, and that's just part of the most recent software update. But the core reason as to why you would want an ever more connected vehicle is that potential recall situations can and have been fixed with software updates. Your car gains new features from driving convenience to entertainment, all for the benefit of an ever greater car ownership experience. The car you buy on day one is consistently being refined with age, and previously I've compared this to a fine wine. I can honestly say that this whole software update business is as easy as updating your smartphone, and it's simply something that others have not managed to copy in such a refined manner. Some manufacturers still require visits to a dealer in order to get their software updates completed. Being connected and getting new features and new services like Zoom and new games, etc. really does just open the door up to opportunities and features you just never thought were possible in a passenger vehicle. Reason number 4, when it comes to official safety ratings, the Tesla Model 3 achieved the lowest probability of injury of any vehicle ever tested by NHTSA at the time of testing. And I believe the Tesla Model Y has since taken that reign away from the Tesla Model 3. However, how reassuring is it to hear, especially as a parent, probably the most important and overlooked feature about the electric car platform is its safety capabilities. This Tesla has a 5-star NCAT rating, so how is it so safe? Well, Tesla highlighted a number of reasons for this, for which I quote from their website. Primarily, the Tesla Model 3 benefits from its all-electric architecture and powertrain design, which consists of a strong and rigid passenger compartment, fortified battery pack, and overall low centre of gravity. These safety fundamentals help to prevent intrusion into the cabin, and the battery modules reduce rollover risk and distribute crash forces systematically away from the cabin, all providing the foundation for our superior front crumple zone that is optimized to absorb energy and crush more efficiently. In layman terms, if you were to have a frontal crash, you have no engine, so the design of the front of the car can factor in better crumple zones, distribute crash forces, and allows a better weight distribution than a typical ICE car. It's not just about crashes though. NCAP also demonstrates its strong safety prevention features too. A brand new prevention feature was introduced by Tesla with a software update which claims to tighten seatbelts prior to a crash occurring, thus being preventative rather than being reactive in a crash situation. And think about it, being one step ahead is designed to save lives, and Tesla are pushing the limits of possibilities with the platform that they have. Therefore, to wind this video up, I want to conclude by saying you have seen just 4 reasons why the Tesla Model 3 should be your next car. It shouldn't just be your next car because it's electric and it's more environmentally friendly. In fact, just discount that. I hope to have demonstrated why this vehicle is a worthy contender to being your next vehicle because of all these reasons discussed in this video. The fact that it is more environmentally friendly should not be the primary reason for your purchase, but a mere bonus on the vehicle's current offering. This vehicle truly pushes personal transportation to a new and different level, and admittedly, I only scratched the surface of those possibilities. And so, if I have wet your mouth on the subject, you should really check out my most recent video about how to purchase a Tesla at a discounted rate. I'll mark that video on the top of the screen for you now. If this video was of some use to you today, please don't be shy. Let me know in the comment section below if I have changed your perception around the Tesla Model 3 and electric cars. If you're not sure what to comment and you got this far in the video, you can simply drop me the comment, upgrade into a Tesla next, and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for the support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the video with your friends and family. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.